we are in the famously family-friendly state of Utah. Today's Fresh Hill is that Salt Lake County just closed childcare centers. At the most recent Salt Lake County Council meeting, they announced that they are going to close all 4 county-run childcare centers. Those are in Kearns, Magna, Mill Creek, and the Northwest Center. All serve 271 families who get childcare there. These families are only getting 2 months' notice because they are going to close all of the facilities by December 31st, leaving hundreds of families with no childcare starting in the new year. The county ran these 4 childcare centers in recreation centers in Salt Lake County, and they weren't fancy, but they were reliable, they were safe, and they charged about half the cost of typical childcare in our state. And the Republicans who decided to make this decision cited fiscal responsibility. They are cutting a $2 million program, and as a reminder, the county has a $1.8 billion budget. Senator Luz Escamilla, who runs a lot of our childcare legislation, pointed out very fairly that families are losing SNAP coverage, going to create even greater barriers for working families who are just simply trying to survive.
This is literally the first time we've ever talked about the Salt Lake County Council on this channel, because normally what they do is like pretty straightforward and not super controversial. However, that is changing because the county council is controlled by Republicans by 1 seat. This vote happened with a 1 vote margin all down the party line. Voting in favor of cutting 271 families in Salt Lake County from their childcare are Amy Winder Newton, and yes, that is how she spells Amy, Lori Stringham, newest county council member and awful meme lord on Facebook, Carlos Moreno, Sheldon Stewart, who thanked God, Jesus, and his wife in that order during his swearing-in ceremony, and D. Theodore. And voting to save childcare for 271 families were Suzanne Harrison, shout out, my very first campaign I ever worked on, Natalie Pinkney, Ross Romero, and I guess technically newest member, appointed member of the council, Gino Johnson. 1 vote majority here. When asked about this decision, both Amy Winder Newton and Lori Stringham basically said that government can't be all things to all people, but they could not cut services for people that rely on those services, but okay. And as just so you know, both Amy Winder Newton and Lori Stringham are up for re-election next year and are both in competitive districts, and Amy Winder Newton also serves as a senior advisor to Governor Cox and is the head of the Utah office of families. We can't be all things to all people, but maybe you could do your job, Amy, and help families. Whatever. So families that rely on this childcare are obviously very upset. So families are already trying to organize for the next county council meeting on November 4th and are trying to ask the council to reverse this decision or delay the closure so families have more time to figure out what they're going to do. This is another stark reminder of people who claim to be fiscal conservatives and good stewards of your tax dollars are not doing anything to help families that rely on government services. They only care about the people that can afford to pay for private childcare instead of relying on government services, when literally the only reason that the county council is in existence is to provide government services to people. Everyone go to the council meeting.